It's so early in the morning that the sun hasn't come up yet, and I'm cold and my eyes are swollen because it's been an emotional weekend. But I'm hearing the birds. I'm listening to the birds, and this morning I wanted to just share with you how these birds are always an encouragement to me. I'm listening to these birds and I'm reminded of how many lessons we can learn from nature. I'm reminded of how when you look at birds, you don't ever find a bird anywhere in nature that lays an egg in the middle of the lawn or in the middle of the road and then suddenly looks a little bit bewildered and tries to make a plan with how it's going to get this egg into a place of safety. No, absolutely not. Throughout all the ages, every bird prepares for their egg. All the different species of birds have different ways. They've got different shapes and sizes of nests, but they build the nest before they lay the egg. They prepare in advance. And in so many different places in nature, we see how God has instilled in nature this practical life lesson, that there's preparation beforehand. There's preparation for winter. There's gathering of food. There is preparation of nests before the laying of eggs. There's preparation of burrows and other safety places before having young. All throughout nature, God has shown this practical illustration of preparation. And in His Word, He gives us these encouragements. He tells us, before you call, I will answer. While you're yet speaking, I will hear. He tells us that before He formed us, He knew us. He says to us, I will go before you. I will cross before you. I will fight before you. He told so many times, He told His people in the Bible that I have already given this nation over into your hands. And so many times He even fought their battles without anybody even fighting. The walls of Jericho fell without any of the Israelites lifting a finger of violence. Many times throughout God's Word, and of course as we see in nature, He shows us that He has solutions prepared in advance. So many people have asked me why I place so much faith in natural remedies while the whole medical world basically warns that the natural remedies are untested and are unsafe. Well, I trust these natural remedies because they were the remedies that God created before. They are the remedies that He brought into existence, that He prepared in advance before there was ever any sickness or disease. Nature and the natural remedies and the medicinal value that He placed into plants are provisions that testify of how He has solutions prepared before we even have problems. And so oftentimes we go to God and we plead with Him for help. And we think that we're informing Him of our problems, but we're never informing Him of anything. We are merely, through our prayers, illustrating and declaring that we want help from Him. We're, through our prayers, accepting the help that He has already prepared in advance and provided before we even asked. That is why I place my trust in natural remedies. Now you will ask me, why the switch? Am I just anti-science? Am I just anti-modern inventions? Absolutely not. I've just seen enough for myself. I have seen for myself the harmful effects of many of the treatments that are advocated in modern medicine. I've seen how many people have one medication treatment, how they get side effects from that, and how we need to prescribe yet another medication to counteract the side effects from the first medication. And this is not something that is just restricted to my knowledge as somebody with an interest in lifestyle medicine. It's not restricted only to those who like the principles of lifestyle medicine or have an interest in alternative medicine. Every single doctor that I've ever met recognizes that each and every medication that we prescribe has a risk. Every textbook that you will ever find on medications will clearly depict what the risks are of that medication. And there's not a single medication on the market known to man that does not have some kind of damaging effect on the body. Every medication adds to toxicity. Every medication adds some degree of strain onto the kidneys and the liver, and that is why so many doctors recognize having scripts that are so long, having prescriptions that contain so many different drug medications, poses so much danger. Specialists in units like in renal units and the liver wards, those places are places where you will hear the physicians saying, we've got to reduce these people's medications. We have to minimize their prescriptions and limit how many medications we're prescribing because their organs cannot take all this toxicity. It is not a secret to any doctor. It is not a secret to the medical world that medications add chemical toxicity into the system. Dialysis units, for instance, where people come with such severe kidney problems that they need machines to wash their blood and to purify their blood. Within those dialysis units, one of the things that is done is that chronic medications are either reduced in their dosages or stopped altogether because the doctors explain to the patients, your body cannot take these medications any longer. The question is, why do we prescribe those medications to begin with if there is an alternative? I do agree that there are situations where a person's life is in such severe danger that it doesn't provide an opportunity for them to make lifestyle changes. I understand that in emergency situations like a diabetic in a coma, there's no opportunity for that person to make lifestyle adjustments before they die. They will die before they are able to change anything. So I recognize that there is a time and a place for emergency treatments. But why should there be emergency treatments that just automatically flow into chronic treatments because we don't take the time to teach people and educate them about the lifestyle changes that can save their lives? Why is it that we rely so heavily on drug medications that carry such a large risk in an era where it is no secret that lifestyle changes do actually reverse chronic diseases? When we're living in an era where not only lifestyle changes, but also natural remedies, hydrotherapies, sunlight treatments, nutritious diet, a plant-based whole food diet, in an era where science has proven scientifically, in an era where many scientific studies have shown without any further doubt that these things can help not only to prevent disease but to cure disease. I don't understand why we are still prescribing medications so prominently in a time period where it is no secret that natural remedies and lifestyle changes can actually reverse disease, that these things are powerful enough to support the body in such a way that the natural healing mechanisms are not actually blocked, but are aided to the point of recovery. I hope that one day I will have more opportunities to share more of the testimonies that I have seen, things that I've seen with my own eyes. But I cannot actually put into words how many people's lives I have seen destroyed by toxins. And that doesn't only include medications, it includes what they eat. It includes 99% of everything that is sold at the supermarkets today. It includes foods and habits that have become the norm and have become socially acceptable in almost every culture in the world. But our lives are being destroyed by things that are acceptable. Our lives are being destroyed by foods that are marketed as healthy. Our lives are being destroyed by drug medications that pose a toxic risk that we cannot describe in words. And there is a better way. I believe God is calling us to a better way, and He's calling us to the solutions that He has prepared in advance. So my aim with the training that I do with medical missionaries, my aim with everything that I share on our YouTube channel, with the hours and hours that we spend putting health information in digital form so that it can be shared broadly, widely and freely. Our aim with everything that we do, and probably about 95% of all the waking hours of my day, is to share with people information about the health solutions that God has given us all the way back in creation. You see, healthful nutrition, a whole food plant-based diet, an environment that is healthful in nature as opposed to urban city living, an environment that involves exercise, healthful exercise, interacting with nature, gardening, dressing and tilling the soil, keeping this natural environment in good condition, water treatments, the wise use of water, staying hydrated, fresh air, sufficient rest, sunlight, temperance. temperance, staying away from things that are harmful, staying away from things that carry a risk, staying away from everything that does damage to my body, and using the good stuff in moderation. Trust in God. All of these things are things that God made available all the way back at creation. These are things that He created before He even made human beings. And once He created Adam and Eve, He placed them into that pre-prepared environment, into that environment full of healthful food, plant-based food, sunshine, fresh air, clear and pure water, hygiene, cleanliness, exercise. He placed them in a garden to dress and to keep it because He knew that that was the most helpful exercise for them. And He taught them that living in harmony with this environment and these healthful conditions and healthful laws of health that He had made are what was going to protect them and what was going to keep them within the blessings of what He has in store for them. And today we have the choice as well. We have the choice to trust in human knowledge, to trust that solutions that come with a risk, solutions that come with a warning leaflet of all the ways in which it can damage our bodies. We have a choice whether we are going to place our trust primarily in those things or whether we are going to place our trust in God and in the solutions for health and the laws of health that He prepared in advance for us. I hope that you are going to make your choice, and I hope that you will pray that He will continue teaching you, and as we learn together, I pray that God will bless us with abundance of living, which is what His plan for us was all the way from the beginning.